Now that both Pfizer and Moderna's coronavirus vaccines have reached this milestone, they'll soon seek FDA emergency use authorization. The two vaccines are similar. Both use what's known as messenger RNA technology, require an initial shot, then a booster 3 weeks later, and need to be kept frozen. Meanwhile, 9 other drug companies are nearing the end of their coronavirus vaccine trials, meaning more than one vaccine will likely be approved.
All right, well, we've got one last question from a viewer, and this one came in on YouTube. Do we have to take the vaccine? Is it going to be mandatory for school, for work, or even more? Is the government going to mandate this?
Well, that's two excellent questions. And regarding school and work, possibly. These are decisions that are going to be made on the local level. Individual school districts will decide whether people have to be vaccinated. Children or teachers and students need to be vaccinated for COVID-19. Same thing for individual workplaces. Hospitals and nursing homes might require their employees to be vaccinated, and other companies. Regarding municipalities, this would be done on a citywide or a statewide basis. It's very hard to imagine municipalities requiring vaccination, but there is precedent for it.
Let's ask a specific on the availability of the vaccine. The Biden team is now saying healthcare workers are going to get it first, and then they want to distribute worldwide before the average American citizen will have access. What do you think that plan is? How is that going to roll out?
Well, it's really up to the CDC, Gordon, and they are formulating a plan about who gets the vaccine first. The good news is it looks like we're going to have plenty of doses to share with the rest of the world, and who gets it first is still going to be worked out as far as Americans and other people. Hopefully there's going to be enough for everyone to get it as fast as possible. The United States government has put in orders for the major vaccine manufacturers. Each order is 100 million doses.
All right, how many other candidates are likely to be fast-tracked here? We've got 2 from Pfizer, Moderna. Who else is in the running?
Well, the other 2 that are in final phase 3 trials are Johnson & Johnson and AstraZeneca. And then there are 7 more that are about to enter into phase 3 trials. The AstraZeneca vaccine also needs to be kept frozen and requires 2 shots.
Okay, what's the difference? Yeah, I'm hearing RNA technology is being implemented. How is that different from other vaccines?
The Pfizer vaccine and the Moderna are the only 2 using messenger RNA technology. This is new technology. It's never been used before for mass vaccinations. And basically, it uses a genetic code that's manufactured in a lab that tells our cells to produce the protein associated with the coronavirus, which elicits an immune response, not just antibodies like most vaccines, but also T cells. And this is different from other vaccines that are made traditionally that either use a live virus, an inactivated virus, or a protein. And so this is also with the messenger RNA technology. It's also cheaper and faster because it doesn't require the virus to be grown in cells, Gordon.
Well, does the RNA technology means that cell lines from aborted fetuses won't be part of the manufacturing process?
That's exactly right. And a lot of people are concerned because some vaccines do use cell lines from aborted babies. The Charlotte Lozier Institute, which is a pro-life division of the Susan B. Anthony Foundation, has on their website all the different vaccines and whether they use cell lines from aborted fetuses. They say Pfizer and Moderna do not, but Johnson & Johnson and AstraZeneca do, Gordon. Pfizer and Moderna do not, but Johnson & Johnson and AstraZeneca do, Gordon.
Inspiring people with curious minds, free to think, free to fail, to ask the right questions and dig deep into the biology of complex disease. Scientific behavior without fear or favor. Harnessing data and technology to accelerate science beyond the human, across every discipline, every discovery and development, putting on speed to help us answer needs that have never been answered before. This is what we're made of.
I just will say it is a large task, but it's a task that we are up for. And we're going to take a whole of America approach. That's why we're going to be able to do this. And we've been working on this now for over 6 months. Since the announcement 6 months ago on May 15th, we literally started planning accordingly. And it is the foundation of our planning started with the great experts at the CDC, and it's been extended to the jurisdiction planners so that we have a great collaborative plan on how to execute this together. The second thing, and really important, is we want to make sure that we have a good, consistent flow of vaccine out to the American people. And so our ability to track the uptake, the actual administration of the shot in an arm is going to be essential to us making sure we deliver vaccine on a continuous basis. So really important. The third thing I would keep the jurisdictions working on is their actual rehearsals in the execution of the plan. We conduct tabletop exercises at this level, right, where all of government and industry and jurisdictions participate, but then we're expanding it now to actual execution down at the tactical level or down in the local cities. How do we work a distribution of vaccine through the CVS, Walgreens, etc., at the hospital? How does it actually get received, unloaded, stored, and then administered? Is the rehearsals we're working. I continually emphasize this when I talk to jurisdictions. It is a great mechanism to check and double check to make sure everything is in place. What we're doing to make sure that that we are ready at this level after working these details for the last 6 months, as I've told the team, 2 things we must have. One, upon emergency use authorization, all of America must receive vaccine within 24 hours, as I said. Upon emergency use authorization, all of America must receive vaccine within 24 hours, as I said. All of America must receive vaccine within 24 hours, as I said. The second thing, and really important, is we want to make sure that we have a good, consistent flow of vaccine out to the American people. And so our ability to track the uptake, the actual administration of the shot in an arm is going to be essential to us making sure we deliver vaccine on a continuous basis. So really important. The third thing I would keep the jurisdictions working on is their actual rehearsals in the execution of the plan. We conduct tabletop exercises at this level, right, where all of government and industry and jurisdictions participate, but then we're expanding it now to actual execution down at the tactical level or down in the local cities.
I noticed he used the word execute quite a few times. So I wanted to read this to you. To carry out fully, put completely into effect, execute a command, to do what is provided or required. By execute a decree. Type of enforcement. The act of enforcing, ensuring observation of or obedience to. So I went on Google and then I saw this logo. You know how they change the logos all the time on Google? Well, of course, it caught my attention because of my video that I was doing. I'm like, oh, that's a coincidence. I think everyone knows that's a no-brainer who that is right there. I had to go to 444, a news prophecy site, to take a snapshot so I could put it in my video. So as I went over there to take a snapshot, I couldn't believe what popped up. I didn't look for it. I didn't type anything in. And the odd thing is the date is July 2020. It wasn't even today. And look.
Well, let me put you on the spot,
Isn't that
Lori,
ironic?
because I've already asked my doctor, and he's a little queasy about taking a vaccine that has this kind of development timeline. Would you take it?
Absolutely. I want to be in the front of the line.